You're okay. So your wife refers to John Pinch as your boyfriend. And then also John Pinch, like, did he mentor you?
Yeah, he's who got me started in rifle stuff.
Okay.
Like all the rifle stuff. Yeah,
So
he taught me how to shoot rifles.
Something?
Yeah, so he has the sheep raffle tag in Oregon.
For
So
like off
statewide.
I-84 or, oh, he has a governor's.
It's the raffle. So there's the governor's tag and the raffle tag. They're the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
so where are the biggest rams?
On the Snake, Hell's Canyon.
Oh, great.
That's why I'm working out.
Okay, so I did a jet boat tour on the Snake with the fam last year. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That is the most insane country.
So his buddy Ben, or our buddy Ben, I guess I'm buddies with
You're
him
friends
too.
with him too?
Yeah. He had the same tag last year.
You were on that. I saw
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah. It's that same tag.
Dang.
Yeah.
So do you guys hunt from the river up or
No, well, it depends where the sheep are. We hunted top down on that
top
one.
down? How long did it take you to get down?
Well,
Seriously.
like an hour. It wasn't that bad. John's wasn't that bad, but the governor tag was hunting same spot.
Of course.
Killed one same day, and his tumbled we watched it, and we were like, we need to go help that guy. So we went back down in. I ended up packing both those sheep out, and I about died. I ended up cramping up so bad they had to almost carry me out.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's why this year I'm like, all right, fine, I'll work out a little ahead of time.
That Oregon side's over the counter elk.
There's no such thing anymore.
Oh, used to be.
Yeah.
Disregard.
Yep.
Dude, I mean, I blame Joe Rogan. He
Dude,
ruined
I put in for Oregon elk this year. I had 2 points, and the unit I put in for was supposed to be 100% with 2 points. Didn't draw it.
I think they call that point creep.
I guess so. I got creeped.
Oh, you got creeped hard.
Yeah.
So 2 points didn't even get you basically an over-the-counter tag in my mind?
Yeah. Because that was my archery. That's why I'm trying to figure out an Idaho tag.
Yeah, so as we're recording right now, you're going to find out if you drew Idaho.
No, not me. I can't draw Idaho. I'm going to find out if my kid drew Idaho, which is more stressful.
Which kid?
Max.
Okay.
Mert's not old enough yet.
He's not? He's close.
Little runt.
What is he?
He's 10. No, he's not even 10 yet.
You got to be 12?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kid, I don't have to worry about that yet. My kids show no interest in hunting as of right now. My son wants to only shoot guns, I think just to make me mad. Yeah, you probably love that.
I think I love your kid.
Yeah.
That's great. Just send him on up.
I know. He's been to your house. He swam in your pond.
I know. We'll just leave him up there.
I would love, he'd run them wild.
We need to get you shooting guns.
So I just shot guns at your favorite optics manufacturer. I was there in Wisconsin all week, taking a long range class, and that was outstanding, man. Like, just two guys that know what they're doing and just kind of fundamental stuff that I needed to hear.
Yeah.
And so I guess we'll just get right into it, dude. Like, they are all about MRAD. They're like, mills. And I'm like, that sounds familiar. Because when I had Matt Alwine, our guest today, set up my long-range gun, that's what you told me to do.
Yeah, it's just better.
Why?
It's just better. Faster, wetter, stronger, more business deals.
The end?
Yeah.
I did a poll on IG and like 73% said, no, MOA. And I'm like,
Well, 90% of hunters don't even understand the difference or what either of them actually are. They think one's metric and one's imperial, and it's not. I mean, they're both off a pie chart.
yep.
So literally now we're using binos or a Kestrel. Something is telling you, hey, it's 603 yards, dial 4.2 or 10.2, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. Only mills are faster to dial because it's way
Easier
less
math.
on the turret, and wind is way easier. You have a wind number on your gun. So say I'm shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor, it's going to be like a 7 mile an hour gun.
Okay.
Now I know 7 mile an hour, I hold a tenth for every 100 yards. So 700 yards, hold 7 tenths. 800 yards, hold 8 tenths. If it's 14 miles an hour, I double that. It's just a quick.
And that's 7 clicks,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then the math, like MOA is just over an inch is a minute of angle.
Yeah.
Whereas,
A mill is 3.6 or 3.36.
yeah,
whatever.
3.36, I
Yeah,
think. And then
3.36.
people freak out about that. They're like, oh, but the math, like working with the spotter, the math is so much easier.
Yeah, and you shouldn't be like people are like, well, it's way easier to adjust my 0 to 100 yards. You should just be measuring in your scope and adjusting that. So you go to set your 0. I shoot a shot. I'm 4 tenths low, 2 tenths right. I go up 4 tenths, left 2 tenths. Boom, I'm done.
Yep.
So it's the same. I don't know. The only argument I can see for MOA is if you're using your MOA reticle to try and measure antlers for field judging.
Oh.
That's
no.
like the only thing I can see.
Okay.
Other than that, yeah. And if you show up, we just got done with the rifle training this weekend. And luckily, all 4 guys there I was training were shooting mills, so it was easy. But last week I did a training. The guy came with MOA, and I was just like, oh, this is...
Did it hurt your brain?
It does. It hurts my brain. It hurts his, too. Like, if you show up at a rifle match, everyone's shooting mills. Everyone's talking mills. You show up with MOA, and you're talking Chinese. And in hunting, it's kind of the opposite. Most guys are shooting MOA, but it's because their dad shot MOA or their uncle shot MOA. And if I had my way, MOA would be illegal. Just
get rid of it.
Yep.
Fortunately, you started me on it, and that's all I know.
Yeah.
But my buddy Jeff and Tyler, I'm going to go on hunts and film with them and possibly call out, things, and their MOA. And I'm just like, we should all be on the same page.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. That is the art. Like, if you're hunting with 3 buddies and they all are shooting MOA, maybe shoot it. It's not that hard to do the math on it. But
was this your first long range instruction, or have you been doing those?
No, I've been doing them for a little.
What's it called?
We're just doing them through Mountain Forge, which is our rifle company.
So who's all involved with Mountain Forge?
John and I, and then my 2 brothers both kind of work with us a little bit on it, but mostly it's John and I.
So they go to the website, sign up. You have a periodical.
Yeah, right now we don't have any up there. This year we were so busy with rifle matches. I've shot like 15 rifle matches this year or something.
Seriously?
Yeah. I shot 11 matches in a row, like back-to-back weekends. And this last weekend was my first weekend off. And then I did a training. So we don't have a whole lot. And then hunts are hitting in like 4 weeks.
And
so.
you brought the fam to some of those 15 shoots?
Yeah.
That's nice to at least have them there.
Yeah, if they're within driving distance, I'll drag them along. And my older boy, Max, he shot a couple of the events this year. And he won the top youth at both of them. And so he's really liking those. Speaking of Max, I'm 116 in line to check his draw results in Idaho.
Cool.
Right now.
We're gonna find out what Maxie drew. Did you put in for everything?
Yeah, okay. He's in for everything. There's a really good youth elk tag I'm hoping he draws. Odds aren't great, but he's got a shot at it.
That would change your season. I mean, so I gotta stick with your classes for a second. How much do you charge? How long is it? And how many are you gonna do next year?
We're gonna try.
I wouldn't mind taking it.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do a handful next year, and we get into like you're talking about kind of basic fundamental stuff. This is higher level stuff.
So we're past fundies at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it depends. If there's a bunch of guys that sign up for the class that need to get some fundamentals, we're gonna cover some stuff early on to get everyone caught up. But we're getting into higher end stuff for sure.
Did you do reloading with them too?
We did this last time. We spent kind of everyone wanted to see stuff, so we ran out to reloading room. Actually, one of the guys was short on ammo, so we loaded him up like 70 rounds real quick, so we had it for the next day.
Oh, that's cool.
So we covered a bunch of that stuff. But like this class, it was $1,200 for the weekend, but that was you're staying at the place.
Oh, damn.
Food, everything.
There's just not a lot of overhead after you sign up. You're there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, you get there and everything.
That's super nice because then if you have to pay for a fee and then you got to find transportation, a hotel, food, and you're driving back and forth to the location. I mean, I've done tons of camps. That's really helpful for the campers to be all in one
that's
spot.
A bunch of guys are like, oh, this class only $1,000. I'm like, yeah, but you got to get your own food, your own hotels.
Yeah.
You're gonna end up spending more for sure.
That's rewarding. Are you filming any content at these?
We did. We filmed. I don't know how good a content, but we filmed every guy running every stage. So kind of what we did this last weekend, we spent Saturday training, shooting off all different props, using our bipods in weird positions, shooting off tree limbs.
That's the good stuff, man.
Yeah, useful stuff. And then Sunday, I have 10 NRL Hunter format stages, which is you have 4 minutes, you have to find the targets, you have to range the targets, you have to shoot the targets. And so we ran through 10 of those, and we shot from we took a lunch break, but from 8:30 in the morning till 7 that evening or something.
Holy
going through
crap.
those. We did a lot of shooting.
That's good high stress, 4 minute time cap.
These guys would be they were shooting good, and all of a sudden you say time starts now.
Changes.
Everything goes out the window. Time is the best stressor.
Yeah. I can't wait to talk more about that with you. Couple thoughts for me, kind of giving people some context, is I reached out to you because you're the best I know at shooting stuff. bow or rifle. Matt's good at shooting. It's a talent. You do work hard too, which is nice. And so I was like, Matt, I'm looking for a long range gun. I really don't want to put a lot of work into it. I kind of want to just be able to pull this thing out and shoot shit.
Yeah.
Or targets as far as like a guy could. And you're like, all right, I think you said you had a competition rifle that you were no longer going to use.
Yep.
And so I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Came up. This is my version of the event. So you feel free to correct me.
Yeah.
I feel like I showed up, gave you my Gen 2 from Vortex Razor.
That burned my skin a little, but I put it on.
Be nice.
I'm wearing a Leopold shirt here. I don't know if we can see that.
Yeah. We
that's
can.
Just for you.
You threw it on, did some things, shot it out of your window in your little setup area, couple like levels, basically zeroed it for me.
Yeah.
Built me a load, did another thing, went out after all that, laid me down prone and says, okay, that's 1,000 yards. And you read the wind and you told me where to hold on the 1,000-yard target. I don't know how big it was or how small it was. I shot. About a second and a half later, I heard bink. And I was like, no freaking way. I just hit something at 1,000 yards. I'm not into guns. And then you're like, yeah, do it again. Bink. And then you drop me down to 700 and something. Bink. 300. I don't know why I say bink, but that's the sound. Dink. Plank. Whatever. And I'm like, okay, 4 shots out of this gun and I haven't missed steel. What the hell did Matt do? What voodoo did you do that day, sir?
That wasn't any voodoo. Those were decent sized targets. It wasn't like they were tiny.
Right.
I mean, but they were realistic sized targets. But no, it's not. It wasn't super windy that day. Like we had to hold a little bit of wind.
Mm-hmm.
But getting the ballistics and dope right on a rifle is super easy. Like if
you made it look easy.
Well, if you have a decent shooting gun, it is pretty easy. Reading the wind is the huge challenge. You know, everyone that shows up at a rifle match generally has a good shooting rifle.
Right.
If everything's calm and you're laying there on your belly, usually everyone's hitting everything. So the challenge is when you get in weird positions or when the wind is absolutely ripping. That's where stuff gets interesting. But,
what ballistics app do you use?
Applied Ballistics.
Well,
I use a Kestrel or my binos to get everything.
Do I have Applied Ballistics? Is that owned by?
No, on my phone, I think Shooter's what I use.
Okay.
Yeah, but generally I'm using Applied Ballistics through a Kestrel with a little computer in it.
Phenomenal. Yeah. And I need to I know you gave me my chrono. I need to put all my information in on that app.
Yeah.
There's a couple things I don't remember.
Wait, but you have the Vortex Fury?
Yeah, haven't set them up yet.
With Applied Ballistics?
Haven't set it up yet.
Yeah, see, so once those are set up, like you range target 700 yards, you dial what it says, boom, you're on.
Can't wait.
You never need to pull your phone out.
Which will be great.
Yeah, you don't want to be pulling your phone out because it just costs time. Oh, hold on.
Do we have results?
I might have my chance to log in here, as long as I didn't miss it. This is a ridiculous system.
You know,
waiting to log in to check.
I've never seen this before. Like I thought they just email you your results.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure if I was patient, that would be an option, but.
So your boy's you put him in for everything that you could?
Yeah.
Okay.
Elk, deer, antelope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's teasing me. I don't know if it's going to let me in. Well, we'll keep talking. I'll pay attention.
Well, I'll check. It says I am 10,761. There's only 3,960 ahead of me. That's cool. Whatever. I just want to know if I drew the elk tag. I've never drawn an elk tag in Idaho.
I did last year. That was pretty cool.
You did?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell everyone the unit and where you killed it in the Onyx waypoint?
Yeah, it was, what's a good unit to ruin?
39's always like my
go-to. The sad
too.
Thing is a lot of people do know where. I may have had a pretty noticeable peak in the background.
People figure it out regardless. I've given up.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Elk not selected.
Dang it.
Deer not selected. Pronghorn not selected.
Sorry, Max. Welcome to get used to disappointment.
Yeah.
Oh,
we've had it. So Washington and Oregon.
Oh, yeah. Did you put in for Washington this year?
Yeah, they hit same day. And so I have the whole family in Washington and Oregon. None of us got anything in either state. So that was a great.
How many points you got in Washington for like the oil tags? Like
I don't know. Not that many, 10, 12. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I was running Jods the other day on Washington, and you can have 30 points or 1 point. It barely makes difference.
Yep.
Washington's system is so awful.
Outdated.
Well, what I like about Idaho, they at least make you pick. So this year I put in for moose.
Yeah.
So when we just checked,
and I didn't even put in
an option. Yeah.
For any of the moose, sheep, goat, didn't put in.
Well, right, because you got to pick one.
I wanted to go deer, antelope.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is great. And then you have to pick between moose, goat,
Yeah, I picked
sheep.
The one thing I put in for was moose. That was it.
That is actually a phenomenal system.
Well, so the problem with Washington is everyone puts in for everything. You have quality elk and bull elk. You have quality deer and buck deer on top of all your once-in-a-lifetime stuff. There's 15 different things. They're sucking $20 out of every person for each thing, and everyone puts in for anything. Most of the people who draw this stuff never been to the unit. They have no idea, but they're putting in because, hey, what's $20?
Yeah.
But Idaho makes you be committed to what you're putting in for. And I like
the other thing is they don't even set aside like, hey, most point tag holders get like
there's guys with 30+ points.
Like that's ridiculous.
That will never see a tag.
They're never.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really get stoked about Washington. I have a lot of points. I mean, over 20 something for a lot of the species.
I think I'm going to stop applying.
It's a waste of money.
It really
It's a waste
is.
of time.
Yep.
The only thing I would put in is quality elk. I would still put in for quality elk.
And that's the one I don't put in for because I never like to decide what I'm doing for a hunt that early in the year because I'll end up doing archery, muzzleloader, or rifle some years. And so I'll kind of wait and see how it fills in, like where I get gaps. Because Washington's like my last priority of states to hunt.
Yep.
So I'll kind of wait and see, if I drew, this year I drew New Mexico or I end up with Idaho tag or whatever.
Yeah.
Then I'll fill in Washington accordingly. So I don't like to put in for that because I don't like to choose my weapon that early.
The odds for the tag you drew in New Mexico are not good. Are not great at all.
No, like
to be
5% or
like
something.
that's a pretty good tag you pulled.
Yeah.
The Muzzy rules changed as of last year, so
Open sights now.
it's just no scope.
Yep.
Can you do pellets?
Yeah, everything else is on the table.
Fair.
Yeah, but I won't do pellets. I'll
Why would you?
Yeah.
You're the guy.
I got a pretty sweet muzzleloader.
What is it?
It was built. I actually won it at a rifle match last year. It's built by Axis Works down out of Arizona, but it's a rifle action. That you load like through the bolt, and then it's a 45 cal, but it is it'll shoot a 1-inch group at 600 yards with a scope on it.
So what can you do without a scope?
I don't know. I'm waiting for my new sight. There's a couple pretty cool sights you can dial, rear sights.
Yeah.
So I'm wanting to be real comfortable to 300 with it.
1,000% in canyon country.
Yeah.
Have you stepped foot in this unit before?
I have not.
Were you excited about that?
I am. I'm was supposed to be there right now. My original plan.
Yeah, you said you were going to fly out and scout.
Yeah, and because there's a rifle match in New Mexico this weekend, and so I was going to go scout for the week and then shoot that rifle match, and then 11 weeks in a row of rifle matches, I just burned out, and wife's tired of it, and so I was like, I'm taking this week off. So
we had a scouting trip already get canceled too. Like I don't scout that often, so when I do, I try to just rampage, pillage.
Yeah.
Drive the unit, cover as many of the places, check. Just Google Earth will lie to you.
Yeah.
We had to cancel. We just were out of town too much, so I still am trying to scheme how to get back out there. Do you think you'll get out there at all then?
I don't. Well, so my buddy Ryan, who kind of told me he hunts New Mexico all the time. He helps outfit there and stuff, and so he's who told me what units to put in for it and everything. And he knows the unit really well. Like he sent me 50 pins in the unit and stuff, and he's gonna be there with me. Okay. So I'm not. If I was on my own, I'd have probably already been down there. But I trust him quite a bit. So knowing how well he knows the unit, I may not get there till like 3 days before the hunt or something like that.
Yeah. So then it opens the 15th.
No, it's October 19th, 18th or 19th.
That's late, dude. So
I think my theory is there's still going to be bulls with the cows, but I think the biggest bulls won't
be
off.
the biggest ones probably.
Yep.
They'll be like spent.
Yep.
And already out. Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
You never know. You can't predict that.
No. And a lot of it down there is going to come down to rain. If it's super dry, we maybe end up sitting some drinkers type.
Ain't no shame.
Stuff. Yeah. I actually checked rules on it. You can hunt with your bow in muzzleloader.
You can downgrade?
Season. Yeah.
I'm here for that.
And so I'll probably drag my bow along. If I end up sitting in a water hole, then might as well have my bow, is my thought.
Livesey, as in Mark Livesey, he got a Muzzy bull. Gosh, I don't want to ruin. It might be the same unit that you said you drew.
Okay.
We're not going to mention it.
Yeah.
But I remember his story is like he found this weird like wire kind of like stretched over the road of these trees. And it wasn't like a power line. It was like this wire. And he was like, this water source was not on the map. But he just caught a glimpse of it. He pulled over. The hunt was going pretty poopy.
Yeah.
Followed it out, and it was like this little wire hooked to a solar battery that helped refill this water source in tire.
Yeah. Yeah.
That never, like, it just kept backfilling. It was like some sort of spring system, and it was like he got to it, and it was like only maybe 300-400 yards from this main busy road that nobody knew about. It was not on the maps. You could not find it with Google Earth, nothing. And Mark would find it.
Yeah.
He's like the dude.
Yeah.
And he looks at the tracks, and it's just like nothing but elk tracks. And he was like, well, shit, I'm going to... So he literally sat down that night, that evening, listening to side-by-sides go back and forth, back and forth. I think he shot a 300-plus inch bull with his muzzy by finding just this weird water source. Do you know him?
No, I know of him. But
okay,
yeah.
I wonder if he'd be willing to share that waypoint, because that is sneaky. You know what I mean? Like, that's intimate knowledge.
Yeah, it's an interesting unit because it's really good elk, but it's not like there's somewhere in the unit where I can get 15 miles into the backcountry.
Absolutely not.
There's roads, there's people, but there's just elk everywhere still, and you just kind of got to fight through it.
I know a really good unit in New Mexico that everybody should go check out for elk. It's Unit 9.
That's the one?
Give it a shot, guys.
That's the one I have. If I kill a big bull this year, it's Unit 9.
Oh, my gosh. When you buy a landowner tag for $1,500, there's a reason why.
It's only $1,500. Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, live and learn. So I love the fact that you could downgrade to a bow, which for you in your history, a lot of people know you as kind of like this match rifle guy or whatever, but I don't know you as that. I know you as the dude who annoyingly shoots a bow really well for picking it up once a year. In fact, you'll probably do it this year. You're going to Top Pen?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Don't lie. When is the last time you actually shot that bow? Or whatever bow you're going to shoot?
I'm gonna set up a new bow. The last arrow I shot, I killed a buck back in December.
Okay. And then that was it?
Yeah. And the last arrow before that, I think, was a bull in Washington.
September?
In September.
And then before that, probably Top Pen.
No, it was a bull in Idaho like a week before that. But before that, no, I shot a bit before season. I actually had some bow problems this.
What's a bow problem for you, Matt? What's bow problems?
So I had gotten a new bow. I'm not going to say what. And they had sent it to me. It was shooting good. And we got to elk camp in Idaho. And we checked everything. Everything was great. We got hunt for the day. That evening or next morning, let's shoot a couple arrows at 40 yards. I was like 10 inches left, like barely hit the target. Shot another one, same spot. Another one, like shot a great 3-shot. Like, something move. So I dial it over, shoot another 10, 20 shots. All of a sudden, boom, jumps that far right. And I had to zero it back out.
You're out of time?
I don't know. Timing looked good. I don't know what it was. I'm like, all right, well, we're back. Next day, did the same thing. Left, and then it shot in back to the right.
Did you bring a backup bow?
I did not, but my old buddy Dalton had his backup bow. He had an old like carbon spider, Hoyt carbon spider. And I was like, let me try that old thing. And I shot a group at 40 and it just stacked. I walked back to 110 yards and put like just 3. And Dalton's like, yeah, you better hunt with that. So I ended up killing a bull in Idaho with it. And then I took it with me, killed a bull in Washington with it. And then I killed my buck in Washington.
Have you given that bow back?
No, I still have that bow. I still have the bow.
I was like,
but he borrows rifles from me all the time, so it turned up.
So
it's
what bow
play.
are you setting up next week with MFJJ?
That Hoyt Carbon Ultra Carbonate or whatever.
RX8.
RX8.
Okay.
I'm pretty out of the loop on like.
That was pretty good for me to know because I don't shoot Hoyt anymore, so that's cool. RX8.
Yep.
What's the ATA?
30. It's a 35-inch bow or something like that. It's
It's
right the specs I like.
Okay.
The only hiccup might be so we got Hoyt sent us 2 bows. They sent that and
because you're good looking.
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess. That and the I don't know, the non-carbon
Alpha.
Sure, Alpha 33 or Alpha 34, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know the name of it. It's a good looking bow. And the plan is John's going to shoot that one.
Okay.
But if when we go to set up bows, because his sheep hunts way before anything else, if we go setting up bows and he likes that carbon way more, I'll let him take that one.
Yeah, I want to be curious. Is there a differential in brace height or speeds? Or?
Yeah, they're really similar. The one's 1.5 inches, 2 inches shorter, but he's got 1 inch shorter draw length than me. So
what is your draw length?
It's short for my height, 29.5.
What?
I got some little T-Rex arms.
No, I do.
No, I'm 6'4" with a 6-foot wingspan, essentially.
Damn. Okay. Fair. Yeah. Fair. So will you take that bow to top pin at?
I'm thinking so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have a target bow?
Yeah, I got tons. I have so many bows at the house from back when I shot bows all the time. But I have a some target Bowtech that I was shooting a while back. So I've got that. But I'll probably just shoot that Hoyt.
Do we know if Martin is even in business anymore?
I do not know.
I wish I
had some glory days with Martin.
Yeah.
I should know that. Yeah.
That was my first bow. Martin Cougar or something like that.
I did that 300-yard YouTube video back in the day.
Yeah.
That was with a Martin.
See?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn shame. Come on, Martin. Are you still around? Walla Walla, Washington?
We're going to have to look that up.
Jeff, Jamie. Yeah. We need a Jamie. We need a young Jamie.
I think they are because like 2 years ago they were trying to make a comeback. I don't know if it worked or not though.
I just found out that George Riles worked for them. I didn't know that.
Yeah, back in the day.
Did you know that, or
Yeah.
did you run into him when you were shot?
Yeah, a little bit.
You did? Okay.
That's yeah, because that was back in my heyday.
Your heyday.
Yeah.
You don't have any interest in getting back into archery?
No. So I told you earlier that I accidentally took a bunch of caffeine last night and was awake half the night.
Yep.
I literally laid there thinking about shooting archery shoots.
Okay.
There's a chance that like next year I'm just like, won enough rifle shoots, I'm gonna go back to archery. I don't know. It's been on my mind. I recorded a podcast. I don't think it's gonna air, but we did Pinch and I did a podcast with Aaron Snyder like a month ago.
At Kufaru?
Yeah. We did it over the phone.
Over the phone?
It just turned into us talking crap about archery for like an hour. That's why we're like, there's nothing useful in this.
Aaron, if you hear this, Snyder, get that published. I want to listen to it.
Anyways, he sat there and mocked me. We tried to talk about something else. He'd be like, you were the best archer I knew, and then you just disappeared. And it has eaten at me. He said that like 10 times to me, and it's been eating at me
I always
ever
bring
since.
it up. I always bring it up because I want people to know the hype is real. I've seen this for shoot, and it's annoying. And then he goes and picks up a gun and doms. So here's my thoughts, man. I was talking to Bodie Turner a couple pods ago, and I was like, bro, we need to create an ASA West or an ASA Northwest. None of this, and please send hate mail. Go to Kentucky and shoot your stupid same like. I'm not impressed. Like I want to see some out west 3D vibe ASA.
That's why I didn't make it anywhere in archery. Is because I won everything out here, like mountain challenges, all that crap. I won all of them, and they didn't matter as far as sponsors and stuff. They weren't watching that. All they cared about was ASA. Well, no offense to Levi Morgan, but if you're Levi Morgan, those are all fairly close to you. They're all a long flight for me.
Quick drive.
There's nothing here. Yeah.
London, Kentucky, that place in Alabama every year. It's just the whole circuit.
Right.
And it's the same ASA targets and then the same format. You guys shoot a couple days and then we got points.
Yeah.
And we're going to go ahead and do our shoot off. 5 guys make it and they rotate through each target.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's cool. I love it. I'm here for it. I want a West version.
Yeah. Just put, and they've done it good in rifle stuff. It used to kind of be that way, and they've done a good job of kind of spreading them across the country.
Really?
But it still is very heavy East Coast. There are places you can live in middle of the country, eastern part of the country, where you might have 10, 12 rifle matches within driving distance in a year.
Yeah.
I might have 2. And when I say driving distance, I mean 10, 12 hours, Everything else I'm getting on a flight for.
Dude, these cats are so good. Like your Levi's, your Tim Gillinghams, your Kyle Douglas, your Bodie Turners.
What's impressive about Gillingham and Douglas is they're flying out to do it. I mean, they don't live near any of them. Yep.
I would love to attend one out west or something, and I'd like to see a little bit further shots, quite honestly, especially even in like
Top Pins format's awesome. Well, that was cool. Gillingham and Douglas were coming to that for a couple of years.
Explain the Top Pin format because it is like unique, and it'd be cool if it got adopted.
Yeah, so it's very similar the OPA style. Which are they even doing OPA?
I don't think so.
They did it a couple of years and it fizzled out. So, but your ASA style scoring with the low 12 ring and the 14 ring, but 14 rings in play, whole shoot, and they're colored.
White, right?
I think 14s are white and orange or maybe they're pink, white or pink, and
orange
then
on the top.
On the 12s.
Or both. Yeah, both.
Yeah.
And you got to call.
But when they're you got to call. But when they're painted, they suck you in way more. And it's a definite advantage for the spot shooter, which I'm not. I would be better at ASA, I think, where I can't see them because I was always really good at IBO. Like I like picking my aiming point, but not being able to see it.
Agreed.
So to speak.
1,000%.
So I'd like to go shoot. I can't compete on yardage judging back there. I learned that real young because I did go to a couple matches, and the terrain's so much different, and I couldn't afford to own targets, so I cannot hang on judging yardage back east. Out here maybe, but not back east. And so I'd shoot known pro if I was going to do it, but we'll see. I've been having an itch, so maybe next year.
That would be so cool. Well, I'm excited for Bodie too, because like Bodie's got one more year of high school.
Yeah.
Basically, his dad said he could do ASA, but his grades have to be better, which is tough when you're like one of the best archers in the world and you got to go to frickin' school.
Yeah.
Poor kid. But anyways, he got one more year, and then he's going to try to hit that ASA circuit, which makes it exciting. Yeah. I'd like to get some new fresh blood. Have you done that?
That's Douglas. When Douglas started shooting them, that was awesome. Like, I love watching him shoot. Just I know him pretty well, and so
he's a good dude.
Yeah.
And he's a killer. He's a hunter.
Yeah.
I love anyone who's like really like Levi. He's a hunter.
Yep.
And he does target.
Yep.
I wouldn't say he's a target archer who hunts. He's a hunter who does. And same with you.
Yeah.
Same with Kyle. Same with Tim Gillingham. They're all like hunters.
Yep.
I love that. Who else is big? Oh, Redding. Have you done?
So I've only shot Redding a couple times. I actually, in the young adult division, would have won that match. I say match, that's a rifle term. Would have won that tournament.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand the format. And some targets you shoot 2 different dots. Some targets you shoot the same dot.
Yeah.
And I got it mixed up on one and shot a dead center wrong dot
that
for
didn't
a 0.
count. Yeah.
So I ended up 2nd or 3rd.
That's stupid.
And I was winning the whole thing. I think I was 15 or 16 when that happened.
That hurts.
That did hurt. But I think I've shot it one other time. That's a marathon. I don't know that suits my shooting style.
Is that a 3-day?
Ability. Yeah, it's a lot of arrows.
Ooh. And then there was guys that were only like 1 under this year. Like, I think a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And
it's
it was
like
shitty.
It's kind of like shooting indoor.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't mess up.
Yeah.
And that doesn't.
And I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. I fall asleep.
We shot a round of Vegas for the first time right there, opened the door, set it up, and I had a target bow. And I kind of was making fun of Vegas because everyone's always like, you got to do a Vegas. And I didn't want to because I didn't want everyone to know how bad I was at archery. And it was super humbling. I'll be honest. Like the third end is like the third arrow of each end was always like took longer to break. The pin's moving more. And then it got, I don't know. I could see how that could be kind of a butt pucker factor on a line of a bunch of archers.
For sure.
I had nobody. It was just me and this guy filming. So I don't even know what I scored. I hit 2 9s. I had a X, so 290. Is that right?
2 9s would be
298. 298.
I mean, that's pretty good though.
Honestly, the bow going.
I didn't know you were that good. I'm actually surprised.
Going from a bow hunting bow to to a target bow to me is like it's not fair. Like I'm shooting like this target bow and it's like I got a lens. I never used the lens.
Oh yeah.
I'm like I get it, but still, for those guys to just put it in the middle. Target after like arrow after arrow.
Yeah.
Like I'm just not mentally built for that.
No, I don't have that kind of focus.
Okay.
At all.
Well.
No.
It's
the same in rifles you got F class and bench rest and all that stuff, and I don't have that kind of focus. I want to be out running around.
Well, because Hoyt sent you bows, which means you didn't pay for them in at your doorstep. Do they want you to compete?
I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't even said that. I don't know. It's not like I'm Hoyt pro staff or something. I just know some guys at Hoyt, and they know we're filming a bunch of stuff this year.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're a free agent. You could shoot any bow you wanted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Have you shot the title?
I don't know what that is.
That's the Matthews target bow for 2024.
No. The target bow seems like a lot of work, setting one up and everything. I'd have to be committed to target to go setting.
I'm just trying to get you one in, like, I want you set up so, like, because you're spontaneous and you'll be like, well, shit, I'm going to go do this.
Next
year. And then you have the setup, go out there and.
Yeah.
What about your boy Ryan Ferens?
He's still shooting. So
Did he do ASA this year?
I think he went to 1. He had one good day, one bad day.
Okay.
You have to just go to all of them to get in the swing. Like, and it just
He's got a real job, doesn't he?
Exactly, and a kid,
family.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how it was for me with like rifle matches. Like I was okay at them, and I was like, I'm gonna do this, and I just went to one every weekend, and then pretty soon you win one, and then you win another, and win another. But you have to. I mean, you got to just go after it, and you can't. You can't go to 3 archery shoots a year and expect to win.
How many have you won this year?
Rifle matches?
Mm-hmm.
A good little handful.
I need the number.
I don't know. I'd have to look. It depends on overall. So there's different divisions. So I have, I guess, division wins and then overall wins. I'll look it up.
I have to enter my tag number.
Oh, are you in?
Yeah.
No, you don't have to do the login.
Okay.
Down below. Do the login.
Yeah, we'll do the login.
We interrupt this program for
To
Dan Staten to check if he drew any tags.
Like, what kind of loot can you win?
Yeah, so like a good rifle, which I have some good sponsors that I get some contingency with, so I'm getting a little bit of money to like help cover travel and stuff. But a lot of it's like product based. Is it froze or did you not draw?
No, I didn't draw. And I still am never drawn.
I saw a phone slam down. It didn't do good. Well, cheers to not drawing tags.
It's all good.
But so they have like prize tables at rifle matches. So you get done. There's 200 guys there, whatever, and there's a whole line along the wall of prizes, and you just walk top to bottom. So if you win the match, you get So I've won a lot of like high-end custom rifles.
Yeah. So what? We need money.
I've won, then you go sell them.
Okay.
And there's like this weird thing in rifle. It's like looked down upon to sell it. I don't know why, but it's a thing. Obviously, I need to sell it to afford to get to the next match, and so I'm selling stuff.
They don't want to grow the sport. They don't want to pay you guys actual hard money.
They want to grow the sport. It's just the prize table thing is way different than anything I'd see in archery. And then it's not that you're not supposed to sell this stuff, but there just seems to be like a little bit of a negative connotation to selling your prize table stuff.
Just reach out to Jeff. He'll sell it for you.
There you go. No, well, and that's so John, when I first met John, he had this room full of gun stuff that he didn't know what to do with. I was like, I know what to do with it. And I ended up selling a ton of it for him. And John, like, never wants to make anyone, like, he wants everyone happy. Like, he doesn't want to piss anyone off. I'm not as worried about that stuff. I know, right? Shocking.
Well, that is so good to hear that it's growing, the sport is growing, and that there'll be more sponsors getting involved.
Yeah. The NRL Hunter, so PRS was big, and the NRL Hunter is what's really growing. And that's what all the matches I've won this year have been NRL Hunter. I've been focused way more on that than PRS. And that adds the glassing and finding targets and really thinking on your own. All the stages are blind. You don't know anything that's going on. And so that's the format I really like. And it's really seeming to take off. Guys from the hunting community are coming and doing it. You can bring your hunting rifle out. I won a match this year with a Savage Carbon Tactical, just a basic rifle.
Like you won it outright, the whole thing, all divisions?
Yeah.
With a stock gun?
Plastic stock rifle. So you can compete with a...
Does that hurt people's feelings when they got a $10,000 custom rifle and you're just showing up with like something over the...
Sometimes it hurts my feelings. Like, because I've had some cheap guns that shoot really good.
Yeah.
And then next to my custom gun, I'm like, we'll leave that on the shelf. Guns are finicky little things.
What scope are you running from Loophole?
The Mark V.
Okay.
Mark V 5 to 25.
And then what's the power on that?
5 to 25 max.
You won't go, is that a rule? You can't go past 25?
No, you can do. They make a 7 to 35. I just really like the 5 to 25.
Okay.
Yep.
And it goes back to probably even archery. You don't want to like see a really detailed like.
Yeah, you want to see pretty good, but if you go cranking up to 35, you're not even find your target out there.
Yeah.
And so a lot of guys don't run very much power. A lot of guys shoot a lot of stages on 12, 15 power. I'm a 20 power guy.
Okay.
But you got to really index and find your targets good.
So when you guys are first sit down, you got your target acquired, you got a range, you lay down in front of the gun or whatever your position you're in, you crank that scope out to...
I just have it set on 20. And
you don't move it. You don't touch it.
Rarely.
So you don't have to touch your, what's that called, parallax?
No, you still have to get your parallax. Generally, I'll have my parallax set for like 600 yards and
Okay.
leave it. If I get on target, I'm not liking it, I might tweak it a little. But a lot of time, 20 power, 600 yards, not moving anything.
First focal plane or second? Do you have a preference?
It has to be first focal plane.
Okay.
Yeah, second focal plane, your wind calls are only right at a certain power.
Yep.
Max power for a lot of scopes or 22 power for Night Force or whatever it is. But no, it's not even an option.
So in your comps, you can't go solo. You have to have someone doing wind calls for you?
No, you don't have any help.
So you're doing the wind call.
Yeah.
You find the target, get the range, doing the wind call, and you kind of have to hustle because that could change?
Yeah. And you have to see. So the difference between the guys that are winning and not, the biggest thing is not just seeing impacts and misses, but seeing where you impact. Because you're going to either have to shoot that target again or you're going to have to shoot the next target behind it. So say it's 4 targets in a row. First one's 600 yards, then 750, then 850, then 950. and I know I needed 0.5 of wind on the first, so I'm going to need 7 on the next and 9 on the next or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, if I start with 0.5, but I hit that, whatever that target is, hard on the right edge, which means I actually needed 8, well, then I know I need to go to 1-2 on the next target, whatever that is. But if you just hit and say, oh, that's good, and go to the next, you're going to miss a lot more.
That's why I think Mills is more like for what you're doing.
It's just quicker.
Streamlined. Okay, so Mountain Forge, you guys will also, like, your bread and butter is building custom rifles.
Yeah.
Besides the shooting instruction.
Yep.
That's funny you mentioned that. This was not planned, but we are in the market for our team at ELKSHAPE, which is Tyler Denham. I don't know if you know him. He's captain firefighter. Dodd's over there. He's my creative. When they're the ones that mainly get rifle tags. And then I don't mind shooting bears with a rifle or wolves. Anything predator. I feel like I want to have something with me. And so we were looking at SIG. We were looking at Seekins. We didn't know you guys were custom. So, like, what would you build for our squad? How would that process work? For, like, how would we buy one from you? We go to your website?
Yeah, website. Yep.
What do we do?
So you can contact us through that or call me or whatever if you want full custom build. But we try to kind of our popular models, 6.5 PRCs, 300 PRCs. We try to have like builds ready sitting there that are on the site, so you can go on, click available. Right,
it's already built.
Exactly.
Okay. How long does it take to get?
A one that's ready? I mean, it's out the door.
With rifles, do you have to send it to a dealer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Guns,
I
rules.
know, what a pain. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference? Shoot me straight. I have your old 6.5 Creed.
Yep.
It is insanely accurate.
Yep.
I feel very comfortable shooting. But I was thinking a 300 PRC in case I wanted to put a potato on it, take the kids hunting, things like that. Should I go with a 6.5 PRC or a 300? Gun to your head.
If elk's on the menu,
always
a lot, then probably a 300 PRC or a 7 PRC. A 7 PRC is a nice, happy medium. I love 6.5 PRC. It's a little light for long shots on elk. For elk at 5, 6, 7.
What about mule deer?
Oh, it's
all
the
day
caliber for mule deer.
Okay, then I'm gonna shoot elk with a bow. That's what they were intended. That's what for me. I don't find any. I've shot one with a rifle. It's cool, but it's not that cool. You know what I mean? So
I think it's pretty cool. But
I don't think you should be able to hunt with a rifle. If I'm being honest, you really want to know how I feel about it? I think it's not fair.
I think it depends on the time of year.
Okay. I think you should have the shittiest season where it's like way past rut.
Like, yeah.
Sanctuary. You have to work so hard.
A lot of times that's where the rifle tags are. Yeah. Yeah.
I hate Idaho opening October 10th for rifle.
Oh.
That I've been very vocal. It makes a lot of people mad. I don't care. That's a pretty generous. Name a state that opens modern firearm October 10th.
No, it's Idaho. Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, Washington's like November for
as it should be.
Yeah,
and same with Montana's like late October. I'm cool with that.
Oregon, same.
I don't know Wyoming.
Yeah,
but it is not fair to put a rifle in your hand. What are you gonna miss?
Well, hopefully nothing.
Exactly.
We still got to find them.
Fair. I just want the seasons to reflect that because your hunt ends when mine begins, essentially.
In Idaho.
Yeah. Which is, and I'm not like, I love that you're out because Idaho's got a buttload of wolves, and I know if one's anywhere on the map and it's in your sight, good chance that one's coming home with you.
I do need to spend more time wolf hunting.
God bless you. If I was wealthy, I would sponsor you just to go wolf hunting. I'm like, hey, Matt, I don't want you working January and February and March. Like, your job, here's a snow machine.
Every year I say I'm going to go, I'm going to go wolf hunt a bunch this winter, and then I get
Didn't you guys kill a cat this year, though, without...
I shot a cat in Idaho this last year, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't with dogs.
No.
Tell us the story.
Oh, I was just out scouting for late archery deer and spotted one slinking through a clear cut. All I had...
Oh, boy.
Not my finest hour. This isn't the story I wanted to tell.
Yes!
What did I have? I had a 16-inch 308 sitting in my truck. I don't even know why that was what was in there, but it was just... At least I had something.
At least.
Because I was just out scouting. And see this cougar working through this clear cut, and he didn't want to hold still. It was so foggy, I could not get a range. I tried and tried and tried, and I was like, it's probably 350. Wouldn't stop moving. Finally, I'm like, well, we're going to give her the onion. And let's just say I'm lucky I had my 10-round mag, not a 5-round, because it was a mag dump.
What did the
I hit it first round.
Okay.
But then it just kept going. And so I just kept shooting.
I was going to ask its response.
Well, it was raining and muddy, and I'd shoot and I'd hear this whomp, and I thought I was hitting it, but I was hitting mud under it.
Holy crap.
So I had hit that first one, not great, and then I kept thinking I was hitting it. I'm like, why isn't it going down? And then finally, probably like my 6th or 7th shot, I hit a rock underneath. It finally went in these rocks, and I hit, and I was like, I'm shooting under this stupid thing. So I got one more off right before it went out of sight, and I was pretty sure that one hit it, but it's like almost dark. So then I waited a little while. Then I didn't have any rounds left. I think I just had my pistol at that point. And then, so going into the brush in the dark, and it was dead right in there, luckily. But it gets you on high alert when you're headed in the brush. And it wasn't even it wasn't a big cougar.
Nobody cares.
Well, and I didn't know that when I was going to the track it. For all I knew, it was a 200-pound Tom waiting for me.
Oh, how many cats have you had come through your property up north here in Washington?
We get so many. So many.
Didn't you guys just have a grizzly bear get captured? Or
that was a ways north of us.
That was north of you?
Yeah.
Oh.
We get so many cats there. But I killed one 3 winters ago. Just spotted it. Shot it tight. Yeah. I mean, enough of them that you're now seeing cougars out and about. You never used to, but I mean, our predator management in Washington is so bad.
I don't even understand it. Like, do we have quotas?
Yes.
Do I have to log on to a website to see if I can kill a cougar right when I see one? I'm like, oh, hold on, it's cougar. I gotta check.
Yeah, which early on it's usually never cold. But rumor is they're about to pass some new rule where jeopardation lions count towards the quota.
Like hitting them with a vehicle?
No, like more lions are killed in Washington that go and kill someone's goat or dog, and they bring hounds out and they go and kill it.
That counts against the quota?
And that's going to count against the quota. So if they do that, the quota will probably be filled before season even opens. Like, it's an absolute joke. Washington's predator management is the worst in the Western states.
They actually paved the way for how to get rid of hunting.
That's for sure.
They've literally created the blueprint.
Yep.
And Colorado's like, so wait, we just got to get the commission filled with PETA lifetime members. Okay, we point them. We can outvote. We can start at the we'll start the lowest hanging fruit. Let's get rid of baiting, hounds. Let's get rid of spring bear, trapping. Yep. And then just kind of work our way. We should put some grizzlies in the Cascades. Yeah, that's a great idea because we don't have enough grizzlies in Washington already.
Yeah. What's another crazy thing I just heard like 2 days ago on the bears? So they killed our spring bear hunt.
Yeah.
Normally in
which you've done before, correct?
Yeah, I had one time.
Did you draw once?
Yeah.
I never drew.
Yeah, I did one time.
Was it down south?
No, it was just right.
Oh,
there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
But someone gave me some numbers, and maybe these are accurate, maybe they're not, but I would imagine they are. I think it's like 240 or 250 bears were getting killed each spring on those spring hunts.
I think it's less than that, but yeah, I've heard a smaller number, but still
somewhere
triple digit, but low.
Yeah. Last year, they end up having to kill 200 and some jeopardation bears that were getting into people's garbage or doing whatever. So just as many bears got killed. It just 3 professionals.
We pay people or people pay to do it.
Exactly.
Do you want money and income or not?
Yeah.
That's interesting to me. I think the one thing we got going for us, and I probably shouldn't say this because they're listening and we'll probably take this away, is 2 bears in Washington starting August 1st.
Yeah.
Everyone's invited. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. We have enough bears.
Yeah. I will help everyone kill it. If someone's consistently shooting mule deer, for example, if you're shooting young mule deer, it bothers me. Mule deer are like sacred. Let them age.
1,000%.
If I see little 3 points getting shot, I bother. If you shoot a young bear, more power to you.
Yeah.
Shoot them all.
They have a smaller pack out.
Exactly. Kill your 2 bears. Don't get picky. Kill them.
Yeah, it's honestly, and the reason why we have that attitude, it's not like we're being cavalier. We're literally like, there's so many bears that you're not even going to put a dent in them.
Yep.
For example, Washington's neighbor, Idaho, has an over-the-counter spring season, has forever, runs hounds, bait. They have a fall season. You can bait, run hounds. 2 bears and a lot of units, reduced tags, still a buttload of bear.
Yeah. You couldn't. We could try to wipe out bears in Washington. We wouldn't.
Yeah, you can't, man. Yeah. So, okay, well, let's move on from bears. Let's talk about your progression now as a dad with Max getting involved. How are you going to start dividing up your time as a hunter and a father? That's a balance.
Yeah, so last year was a good example. Last year was my craziest elk season, hands down.
And you did good work.
It was insane.
Yeah.
So I didn't even hunt the first 10 days of September. We just had other stuff going on. It was weird for me to not, but we didn't.
How did you do that?
I don't know. And so finally, I think it was like September 9th or something. I got to get out. So my buddy Dalton, he was hunting. We both had a pretty basic North Idaho elk tag.
Yeah.
So I went down with him. He was camped out. We got bulls going. First day, we got into a masher. We almost got him killed. Next morning, we almost got him killed. Probably a 330s bull.
You actually saw him?
Third day, we kept hunting him from different directions. He was smart. Third day, we had him going mid-morning, and it sounded like he'd kind of split off from the cows a little bit. And we set up in this big timber, and he's bugling a couple hundred yards below us for an hour. And I'm like, dude, he's bedded down there. We got to get just a little closer. And so we got up, and we're creeping closer, and we didn't go 10 steps, and there he is looking at us. He finally decided. And Dalton hit full draw. I'm trying to get out a rangefinder. Dalton had an arrow in the air before I did, and I thought he had him smoked. It was like 60 yards. There was one blowdown going across his vitals. He stuck it perfect. And it was a good, like a 320s, 330s.
Does it blow your mind how the North Idaho bulls can weigh 700, 800, 900 pounds and not make a sound?
Oh yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. But we never got on that bull again. We had another good bull we never saw. He had a big herd of cows, a growl. He was big. I know he was big. And we had him once. I could see his feet at like 20 yards. Could see nothing else. You know, it's just so thick. I hate hunting that thick stuff, but
I love it. I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm not coming. I don't hunt elk there no more, but I love
this
it.
This was a leftover second take, you know. And so I think September 12th. So I must have gone down there about the 8th or something, 8th or 9th. But September 12th, we parked the truck, walked like 50 yards out this road, let out a bugle. I'm like, I think an elk bugled right there. We ran down there, ended up calling it right in. Dalton shot it. Nothing crazy, but a decent little 5-point.
Nice. He was happy?
Yeah, we hadn't killed a bull together in a long time.
That's
so that
cool.
was super cool. And so he had to bail, and I ended up that 2 days later, I think it was 2 days later, or the next day, at last light, I spotted a decent little 6-point and like 12 cows come out in this clear cut. It's like, well, I know where I'm going to be in the morning. And very rarely do they go back in where they came out.
Yeah, rarely.
This was the time. And so I ended up killing that bull. It was right off a main line, like just got lucky type thing. But I went home from that hunt, and then Mert, my younger boy, he had a muzzleloader tag on the west side. No, I take it back. I had my buddy on the west side's got a little bit of private ground that backs up to a small piece of public. Sometimes there's elk there, sometimes there's not.
Yeah.
If they're there, they aren't. And he called me. He's like, dude, there's a bunch of elk in here right now. And so I ran over there the night of the 17th, 8th, I don't know, towards the end of Washington Archery. Bought my tag that night. Next morning, go out. Called in a 300 and some inch 6-point Roosevelt. No, 6x8.
I don't like you right now. Can you see my jealousy?
He just came. I snuck down. He's in this little meadow. He's out there with these cows. I blew one bugle, and it was on. I ended up shooting him frontal at like, I don't know, 15, 20 yards. And he ran out, and he stopped. I had one little opening. It was 92 yards. I was like, I think I can squeak an arrow in there. And I got a second. So I got double money on him.
I like double money.
Yeah.
A 6x8 true Roosevelt, Washington State, over the counter. I hate you.
It was just the dumbest lot. So 2 weeks later, I get my buddy's like, you would not believe this. There's elk in here again. And so Mert, my younger boy, we got him a muzzleloader tag. We went over there, and he killed a really nice 5x6 with his muzzleloader. He was 8 at the time, his first elk.
It was a mentor tag?
Bull. No, in Washington, it was just.
Oh, Washington's whatever.
Yep,
That's right.
So that was his first bull. And so that was like October 7th, 8th, 9th, somewhere in there. And the 10th, Idaho opened, and my old boy Max had an Idaho tag. And so we got a buddy over here who's got some ground that he said he could hunt private ground. He's got like some water tanks out and stuff. Mm-hmm. And we set for 3 or 4 days, never saw an elk.
Ooh, that's tough.
And I had that draw Idaho tag that opened on the 15th. And so I'm like, buddy, 14th we're leaving one way or that. Like, this is a good tag. And so morning of the 13th or 14th, we were going to leave. I was like, well, let's hike up the hill and check that one pond real quick. And we hike up there, and I just caught a butt of an elk and got him set up on a tripod. It was only like 150 yards or something, but you could just barely see him, and he turned his head and he was gonna leave, and it was a decent little 5-point bull, but no vitals, but at that range he can shoot. I was like, do you think you can put one like base of the skull type thing? He's, oh yeah, no problem. Boom, just collapsed him. So within like 4 days of each other, both of my boys killed bulls.
How's your back at this point?
Oh no, we got none of these pack outs were that bad.
Nice.
Was the amazing part. But then I rolled down to Idaho with that draw tag, and it's in a tough unit. And so I had a spot planned. I was going to go in. It's like 6-7 miles in from 7,000 feet up to like 10,000 feet. Mm-hmm. No water up top, so you got to pack water. Oh. And then my buddy Grant was going in from the other side.
This is the same tag you have this year, technically.
No, I don't have. I was hoping, but I don't have.
Yeah, I don't like bringing water in. I hate that.
I hate it too. Yeah. But so I get all the way up there. Grant had hiked all the way in from the other side. As I get there, I glass back across where I came from and spot this big herd at 10,000 feet, 3,000 up, or 3,000 down, 3,000 back up. And I in-reach Grant. I'm like, meet me back at the truck. We got to go the other way. And so we hiked all night.
Yep.
Got up there at first light, and I killed a really nice 6-point.
Because you didn't go to bed, because you hiked all night, and you were set up in.
Dead. And then that hike out was brutal. 3,000 feet down. Grant and I each took a load. My knee was about blown out. And right then, my neighbor kid, Zach, actually, he's going to school down in Utah, and he was like 5 hours from us or something. He's like, I'm coming to help. So by the time we got out with that first trip, he rolled in.
Oh, God bless him.
I went to town for ice. They went up and got the rest of it because my knee was about gone.
But you weren't done.
No.
But wait.
So we had, what's funny is it was a good 6-point. It wasn't giant, but I hunted deer 10 more days in that unit, and I never saw a bull that made me regret shooting him.
That's cool.
That was, I was real happy with that bull. But yeah, so then I ended up back home after deer hunting for 10 days. A storm hit. We were in the backcountry in a foot of snow, 0-degree temp. It got crazy. Deer, it's a whole nother story, my deer season. But I ended up back home, and it was Halloween day. And Max, my older boy's like, Dad, it's rifle elks. I go rifle tag. Because Mert, we got muzzleloader.
Yep.
Max, we got rifle. And so Dad, let's go out. I'm like, we don't see elk in Washington. Like,
no.
And he's like, well, we can go try. He's always such an optimist,
I love it.
All right. There's this one clear cut I've seen elk in once, like 3 years ago. And so we drive. It was, 30-minute drive or something. We go up there. We drive around the corner almost where we're going to park, and elk just start running across the road in front of us. I'm like, you have got to be kidding. So we jump out. There's one bull in the herd. It's like 60 head. In a place that
that's huge.
Where there aren't supposed to be elk. It's a valley herd that had gotten bumped or whatever,
right.
And so we ended up driving way back around, running into this spot where we thought we might see them, and sure enough, we found the herd. And it was they were like 300 yards out, but so many of them mixed together, like trying to get a clear shot on that one bull. And finally he stepped. It was the same thing, just his head out, head and neck. And Mac's like, Dad, I could shoot him right in the neck. I'm like, all right, buddy, do it. And he just 310 yards, just dumped it. And so that was, there have been a lot of years where I haven't killed an elk.
Dude, I know, but that's remarkable elk season. Might be one of the best I've ever heard.
It was insane.
Dude, how many freezers do you have at this point?
Well, what's funny is these guys that come help me pack that one elk.
You have to.
Gave them a bunch.
Yeah.
The one I killed on the west side, that guy's like, I don't think I'll get an elk hunt this year, and he eats a lot of. I gave him that whole bull.
That's cool.
And so and I got huge extended family. So I don't think it was till we killed our third or fourth bull that any meat actually went in our freezer.
Yeah.
It kept me hungry.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The craziest part of the season was I had killed 3 bulls, which I'd never done in a year.
Okay.
But I still had a Montana tag, and so I'm like, I could kill 4 bulls this year. And so I wasn't able to hunt Montana till the last week of season, and the hardest week of hunting I've ever done, and I didn't kill a bull.
Yeah.
I passed up a decent 5-point,
Sure.
but I wasn't just going to kill a bull to kill my.
I want nothing to do with Montana end of the season rifle. How cold was it?
Oh, it was brutal. I got blown up. I spent a whole day getting into the spot. It was at like 10,000 feet, way back in the snow. Set up my little tent. First night I was good. Next day it started blowing 30, 40 miles an hour. So I checked the weather on my inReach, and it was only the start of the storm. It was supposed to get like 10 times. And I was like, I will not survive. If it starts blowing 100 up here. Yeah. So I bailed back out of there. And it was just, I got beat up on that hunt and did not kill a bull. So at least everything didn't go perfect last year.
Yeah, but that's hunting, and you've hunted your whole life. You know that. Yeah. Man, and to me, I mean, I'm glad you're having success, but the fact that your kids are getting some early success,
what was so awesome.
Like that's everything.
Yeah, Max. So I love hearing the boys argue because Mert be like, yeah, I killed a bigger bull than you this last year. Max be like, yeah, well, I killed 2 of them. And so they're grown men to be listening to him like, I'm going to kick these kids down a hill.
I don't blame them. Well, okay, so where do you want people to learn more about your competition schedule, your ASA debut?
That might be all. ASA may be all talk. I just want to be clear on that.
But like, where can people follow more besides like Instagram? Obviously, it's Alwine
Archer.
Weird.
I made that in my old days.
Weird.
Yeah.
So I'll put the link in the show notes to his Instagram. But what about Mountain Forge?
So Mountain Forge, it's MTN Forged.
MTN
Instagram.
Forged.
Yep. And then our website's mtnforged.com.
Okay. And then where can people reach out to like double check their order or / like pick your brain? Like, how do you get a hold of that?
There's a bunch of contact stuff on the website or Instagram. Shoot me a message on Instagram. Like, I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook, whatever.
Okay.
I think my phone number's even on the website.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I know.
That's a
Might
bold
have
move.
to change that.
That's a bold move.
I know. It's pretty hidden, but I think if you click it around enough, it's on there somewhere.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Where else can people learn more? I mean, that's it? Those two
Yeah,
website?
we're working on a lot of YouTube stuff right now.
Good.
It's not.
Do you have a channel?
Yeah. I think there's 2 videos on it. My old 300-yard archery video I made a lifetime ago, and then Ben's sheep hunt from last year.
From last year?
Yep.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yep.
Do you guys have the footage of the governor tags sheep rolling down the hill?
No, I wish.
I didn't know if you had that on a phone scope or a digiscope.
No, we had it, and we thought he was down, and we all walked away, and I looked back, and I goes, it's rolling. And it just, I mean, hundreds of yards endoing down the mountain.
Yeah.
It was bad. Luckily didn't break up too bad, but it was.
Well, thanks for driving all the way down and to do a little chit chat. I'm pumped for you. I'm stoked for you. I'm proud of you. Like you're kicking ass on the national. Is it NRA? What's the Rifle Association? NLR? No.
NRL. You start throwing out all these wrong letters and I forget. NRL Hunter.
Stands for?
National Rifle League.
National Rifle League.
Yep.
Hunters, you should do it. It'll make you better.
For sure. If you get okay at shooting those, you are a 10 times better hunter than everybody you know.
That's sick.
Shooting wise.
Will I see you at Top Pen?
Oh yeah.
Okay, guys. If you're local or if you're not, should look up what's Brad's last name?
Peterson.
Brad Peterson, Facebook, and his group's called Top Pen.
Top Pen Archery. He's got a website up for it.
Oh, he does. Look that up, man. I love pushing people towards that. I want Brad to do well. I want him to not stop. I want him to keep doing that shoot.
Oh, it's an awesome shoot.
It's a great time. And there's a resort that if you want to bring the family and let the kids play in one of the best indoor water parks while you're shooting your bow, come back down. It's kind of like you kind of can serve 2 things at once.
That's what we do. We take the whole family. They play. Boys come and shoot with me. Girls play.
And it's coming up. It's in a couple weeks in July.
Yeah.
Kellogg, Idaho. Look it up, guys. This is Matt Alwine. You're listening to the ELKSHAPE podcast. Separations in the preparation. We'll catch you on the next one.